Ever heard of Ed Sheeran? I don't know. He's quite underrated. No, I mean, I think Ed Sheeran's alright, to be honest. I liked his debut album, Plus, and it was followed by an album called X, Multiply, and now here's this album called Divide. I see a pattern here. I'm guessing his next album will be called Subtract, but what's going to happen after that? Square root, logarithm, pi. Divide is even more of a glitzier, poppier album than X was, and on Divide, the very glossy production all over these tracks kind of starts to feel a little overbearing, even a little overproduced. Although considering Ed Sheeran is now a massive name in pop music, I wouldn't say that this glossier change in instrumentation or production style is all that unexpected. As an album, this also feels like just a safe album too. You'll get those acoustic jams, but you'll also get some piano-based ballads too. Some stuff that's a little more R&B influenced. You'll get a tune that's a little more pop rock oriented too. Some pop rap too. No joke, you'll get some rap music. And no joke, you'll get a tropical dance hall tune called Shape of You, which is blowing up right now. So there's a lot that's going into this album, but it all feels very safe. Stuff that would be very accepted from not just Ed Sheeran's fans, but also just the mainstream in general. And that's not a bad thing. There is always a place for music that's snappy, accessible, kind of poppy stuff that will be popular. On the opening track, Eraser, Ed is very upfront and honest, literally speaking over a, genuinely well put together acoustic guitar instrumental / beat.
I was born inside a small town, I lost that state of mind. Learned to sing inside the Lord's house, but stopped the age of 9. I forget when I get awards now, the wave I had to ride. The paving stones I played upon that kept me on the grind.
On the subject of his placing as an artist in the music industry, where it's taken him, what the people around him think. There's even a great line about admitting himself that as a very popular artist right now, he now has it easier than most people. He certainly can't forget that before his rise to fame, he had it pretty hard too. Although scattered around this album, Divide, are a bunch of not just hits and misses, but kind of semi-hits. I like how the song Galway Girl has a strong Irish folk influence with the fiddles all over that instrumental, especially the chorus, but the song's lyrics end up coming across very corny. It's just a very shallow love tale.
She played her fiddle in an Irish band, but she fell in love with an Englishman. Kissed her on the neck and then I took her by the hands, and baby, I just wanna dance with my pretty little Galway girl.
It does kind of make me wince a little bit. Plus, I kind of reckon that, glossing up the instrumental with this hip-hop percussion beat and some electro-tinged production kind of takes away from the authenticity of the folk influence too. The song Shape of You is a tropical dancehall tune. Yep, another of those. We haven't seen enough of those coming up recently. I mean, I won't lie about how catchy that chorus is, but I'm struggling to come to terms with how disappointingly basic these lyrics are, especially for what Sheeran has written before. When it comes to a song about admiring a fine lass, Sheeran could definitely have brought a lot more, instead of just leaving it feeling like a generic dancehall / dance pop song. I mean, let's go back to Ed Sheeran's debut album. He had written heavy, heartbreaking, topical songs like The A-Team, or more upbeat, poppier songs like The City, or just flat out fun tracks like You Need Me, I Don't Need You. And I'm not expecting Ed Sheeran to replicate the same raw, acoustic style with his newer albums. Maybe he genuinely just wants to do the glitzier, poppier stuff. But a lot of the time on Divide, he's compromised his own songwriting skill. Maybe with the exception of the second track, Castle on the Hill. Probably the best track on this album. A nice pop rock oriented song that flourishes at the end. Kind of reaches this big inspirational moment, and it's actually lyrically one of the best tracks here, reminiscing on youthful years and the friends that Ed has long since parted ways with, but he still appreciates because they were the people he spent his upbringing with. Other songs here are just very tepid acoustic ballads like Happier or Hearts Don't Break Around Here. But don't get me started with the song Dive, which just takes a page right from Ariana Grande's Dangerous Woman. But honestly, I think the worst track on Divide has got to be New Man. I mean, there is kind of a sense of humor about it, just kind of going on about all the qualities of an ex-girlfriend's new partner. This guy has his asshole bleached, and he plucks his eyebrows, and he owns every Ministry CD. It's just so sourly judgmental, and without any dose of irony or self-awareness to it. It's ridiculous. Plus, Ed singing on the chorus on New Man just sounds unsettlingly plastic. There's just some sort of vocal correction effect on his voice, and it just sounds a little synthetic. I'm not too huge on this album, but I don't really hate it. I'm just merely indifferent towards it. I wasn't expecting it to be, oh, it's great, it's fantastic. But I wasn't really expecting it to be, flat out bad or anything. It's an album that is very showy in its sound, but when you actually listen to the album, it's a very safe and unadventurous album for Ed Sheeran, kind of sticking with those cookie-cutter, guaranteed airplay kind of songs, like the tropical dancehall tune and the hip-hop inspired acoustic jams that have a high pop appeal. But Ed Sheeran isn't exactly doing it in a way that is separating it from all the other stuff that's out there right now. But it's kind of better than Shawn Mendes, at the very least. I'm giving this one a 5 out of 10.